we need to talk about Modern Warfare 2's Season 4 content. Today, Infinity Ward dropped their dev blog and content roadmap for Season 4, and it's actually decent. It's not groundbreaking by any means, and if you hate the way MW2 or Warzone 2 ultimately plays or functions, then you won't enjoy the content on display, and that is totally fine. This game has been so polarizing and has highlighted how bad Activision really is and how Infinity Ward refuses to listen, digest, and implement changes the community wants and needs. However, if you enjoy MW2 even in the slightest, then this content drop might be worth a revisit. Now, before we get started, I'd like to thank everyone for getting me to 200 subscribers and over 10,000 views within such a short period of time. If you like the content I provide both in my short and long form content, please consider subscribing and leaving a like on this video. It helps out tremendously. With all that out of the way, let's get into Season 4's content. Let's start with the multiplayer maps. And just like all the seasons prior, it's taking a backseat to Warzone 2, unfortunately. For 6v6, we have two maps on display, the first being an underrated gem from the original Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, and that is Showdown. Now, this map has been in the game since launch, just like all the other remakes, in the form of Warzone. This is going to be a relatively small map that's going to offer total chaos. Kill streaks should dominate due to the open nature of the map, and if you like Shoot House, I feel that it's going to have a similar pace to that map, which I think is going to be a positive thing. The next map up is Kunstenaar District, and from looking at the images provided in the blog post, it seems to be a POI from Vondel. This is going to be a traditional 3-lane map, and it seems to be formatted for a more competitive playstyle, which I'm glad we are getting a 3-lane map, because it's really difficult to screw it up. However, that means the enjoyment of the map is going to be heavily decided on its setting, and with it being in the art district of Vondel, it may offer some engaging visuals. We'll just have to see. Now, battle maps are up next, and I find this mode so incredibly lazy and half-baked that it should just be tossed out entirely and more energy focused into the 6v6 experience. But hey, if this is your thing, you're getting two new experiences, those being an Octavar Village and Marshlands, both being pulled from the Al Mazrah Warzone map. For Gunfight, we're getting two new maps, both look equally interesting and add much needed value to Gunfight. This first map being Mercado, and it'll have large structures for cover and multiple levels for combat. From what I've seen, it has colorful accents and solid lighting, with the second floor being the clear power position. Then we have Penthouse, set in the heart of Chicago, and it looks absolutely stunning. Both the lighting and setting makes me want a fully realized 6v6 experience, and I don't know why they didn't use this idea to implement into a 6v6 map. Wild to me. I hope I see something like that in the future. For modes, it's actually quite lacking this season compared to Season 3. We're actually only getting two modes, that being 12v12 S&D and 12v12 Prisoner Rescue. Not all that interesting. And then of course we're getting new gunfight blueprints to mix up the pool of weapons. Speaking of weapons, we got two new guns and a new melee weapon on deck for this new season. The first being a new assault rifle called the Tempest Razorback, and I'm actually super excited for this gun. It's aesthetically pleasing to look at, and from the description, it has an impressive damage profile and a fast fire rate, which is always welcome in my opinion. Then we have the ISO 45, and it seems to be a remake of the UMP 45, with it being designed with a low fire rate in mind, which will shine for mid-range engagements. Lastly, we have the Tonfa Melee, and it's, well, a melee, so we're just going to move on from there. We are also getting two new operators at launch, the first being a familiar face returning, that being Nikito, I don't know, as a Modern Warfare 2019 favorite, and then Ana Vega, which should be coming in a bundle if I'm not mistaken. Then we are of course getting three additional operators mid-season, and of course Black Cell is making a return, which is making a simply $10 battle pass into a $40 battle pass for better skin variants that should be in the standard battle pass anyways. Frustrating and deserves its own separate video, which I kind of already ranted before. Of course, the patch notes are not available, so I'm not totally sure what changes they will make that the community has been asking for, but we'll see. I'm doubtful though. Overall, Season 4 for the traditional 6v6 and multiplayer experience is looking to add enough value to those that have enjoyed MW2 to some degree to come back, while it doesn't warrant the entire community to return. With all that being said, expect a double upload this week as I break down the new content and updates coming for Warzone 2 and DMZ. I know it's crazy, double upload from me. I don't have that amount of time usually to do a double upload, but for these more short form videos that are 5 to 6 minutes long, it's no problem. And if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you that watches my content and leads me one step closer to reaching my goals to do this full time. So if you do enjoy the content, again, please consider leaving a like, subscribing, and sharing with all your friends and family. I appreciate it so much. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.